So we'll be moving on to our next speaker for the day, our next facilitator for the day, who is also Tomiwa. Hi everyone, Tomiwa, are you ready?
Yeah, good afternoon now.
Hi Tomiwa, just hold on a bit, please. Thank you so much. All right, so Tomiwa is a very seasoned technology and consulting leader with nearly 2 decades of experience driving transformative change across industries. With over 15 years in leadership roles at Deloitte and Ernst& Young, he has successfully led technology services team in building delivery and advisory capacities. He has helped businesses, government agencies, and nonprofits achieve their mission-driven goals. So recently, Tomiwa has also been focused on harnessing the power of AI to unlock new opportunities for individuals and organizations. His work is driven by a vision to create a more inclusive and fulfilling world through innovation and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Tomiwa. Hi, Tomiwa. Nice to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. Nice being here too.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm meant to talk about um, maybe the wrong ways to do AI or the right ways to do AI, and also show us, practical steps or approach that we can use to get started. Right. Um, First, I would like to state that any information that I share in this discussion are my personal opinions. Okay, I'm not in any way representing my employer or offering any professional recommendation on their behalf. Rainsys AI is a personal initiative, and we've come a long way since 2023. I need to get that out of the way. So now, is there a wrong way to do AI? I would say maybe there is, and the wrong way really would be to actually not do anything, because maybe you are waiting in quotes to get your data right, which we hear that a whole lot, or you, excuse me, or you are trying to assemble your AI ML team, or maybe you feel restricted by the costs that is associated, maybe the GPUs or whatever infrastructure that you would need to run your imaginary models, And I say imaginary because before, it's like you're jumping ahead of the horse. You should focus more on the problem you want to solve before you think about the limitations that you have. Okay. But however, if you are convinced that you have specific business needs that require building or fine-tuning machine learning models, then you would need some decent investment in your data and AI capabilities, right? But what I have observed personally, and we will see use case studies as we go along. What I've observed is that many businesses would never actually have to do that, to be honest. But those that would need to do that, even before you go ahead, I would personally recommend that just as the first speaker mentioned, you need a culture of experimentation. You need to implement an experimentation environment to validate these use cases before you start investing money. We all know that the journey for AI is still emerging, it's moving. Okay, so to invest ahead of validation for your use cases may be counterintuitive, all right? So I also think that it is important that we note that what the market really needs is not AI, right? What the consumers are looking for are solutions to their basic challenges. So for enterprises or technology people, I'm not sure of the demography of this audience, whether we are more professionals or more technical people, but regardless, we need to look at the problem that we are trying to solve for. You need to examine the workflows for the solution and identify the minimum viable task, MVT, is that AI can perform reliably, because reliability has also been a challenge. But there are key things that we know today that AI can help us with, reliably, and those are the things you have to start with. I'll give an example. If you want to use AI in customer support, right, and if you look at that process and say what are the minimum viable tasks that AI can help you perform reliably, that may include things around detecting customer inquiries, or classifying these inquiries by topic, or maybe you also want to personalize responses to the customer. All right. So those tasks, we know that AI will be able to do that. So if you think of it in that direction, you are able to get started with something simple and you continue to progress incrementally. That way, you will not really focus on AI, because that focus has limited many organizations. I've seen that, firsthand, and you will shift to focusing on solving problems, which is what we are actually meant to do. And AI would then just be, another tool in your box that you can use to solve problems. And really, that is how the Rainsys AI project started. In 2023, I was designing a solution to help families to manage their affairs, husband and wife, or partners, as the case may be. So I thought that having an AI mediator that can resolve conflicts would be useful in that particular solution. You can see I didn't start from thinking of AI first. There was a problem I was trying to solve, and I realized that clearly. Okay, I can actually have, I can have AI in the middle that can, solve some problems within that within the flow. So then I created Harmonies.ai, to moderate conversations between two people and help them reach a consensus. Right. So I was working at Deloitte at that time, so I shared the application in the Deloitte global community, and some team from Australia reached out. That they are professionals, non-technical people, professionals across various service lines, have curated some, great prompts, exciting prompts that can do very nice stuff. But their prompts okay, how they did that is they used to hold hackathons, prompt hackathons. So they pick winning prompts and just put it in a library somewhere. Um, and they reached out that they would need help to turn those prompts to functional application. So I saw that that team has excellent innovators there, inside their team. But technical expertise was a barrier for innovation. As smart as they are, as innovative as they are, they couldn't push forward beyond just putting the prompts in the library, because they didn't have the technical expertise to turn those to serious innovation. And that was before OpenAI's GPTs or Copilot Studios. We now have many developer tools that you can use now, but um, many of these solutions still require, even till today, many of these solutions still require a level of technical expertise. So for many businesses, they are still stuck, on how to proceed, because either for the cost of licenses or even the technical expertise that is required to use those. So, but then um, I realized that the people that would actually help businesses, to make the best use of AI, they are not actually, their technical teams, right? I'm a technical person, but I can recognize that from experience, the people who would make serious impacts leveraging AI are not technical people. They are the subject matter experts, right? And they sit in various parts of the business, be it in finance, be it in HR or legal. Many of these people have never written a line of code before. They have never used even a no-code tool before. I can also give an instance when about 10 years ago, 2013 precisely, I worked with the team, the tax team at Deloitte, and we created what we call the Deloitte Tax Calculator. Chances are anybody within the finance space may have used that application before. It took us about 3 months to build that app. Okay, but with Rainsys AI, for example, We have a tax professional who was able to use the tool to create that same app that I created. That's like 12 years ago. Yeah, well, that took us 3 months. 12 years ago, was able to create that same app within 2 hours. And this fellow, this individual, has never written, a line of code before, and now she's able to do that. And we are also going to have more tools that have, better capabilities. People will know more, about how to use AI. The capability to create solutions would eventually be democratized, and that is what generative AI, has led to. Okay, back to where I was coming from. That was the moment. The situation with the Australian team, was the moment that led me to say, okay, I would create a platform where everyone can learn and experiment. And we have since then hosted, hands-on boot camps in collaboration with training outfits. We have thousands of non-technical people, emphasis on non-technical people globally, who are building agents on the platform. The idea is they are able to rapidly create prototypes, validate their ideas, and of course, make an informed decision on the kind of investment they should, be able to make if they have to make one. So I do believe that that approach, will be the right way for an individual or an organization to get started with AI. You would not incur unnecessary costs. You would avoid concerns about risks, of using AI directly in your business, before maturity. And most importantly, technical expertise will not be a barrier, to your team, to ignite innovation. Okay, so this was supposed to be a Q&A session, but I think I can just continue. But it would be more interesting if it's more interactive. So I don't know if we have any questions at this point, or I can just proceed. Okay, so I can just. Okay, let me just run through, and then we can have questions later. Let me finish my line of thinking. All right, so now the next thing to look at is, should you build from scratch or use existing solutions? My response to that would be that it would depend. If what you want to build is going to be the core of your business, then you may have to consider building. But even when you are building, you should still avoid technical depth by, using components that are from mature sources instead of building from scratch. So where that exists, it will be preferable to leverage those tools. So if it's not a core part of your business, my recommendation really would be that you should use, some existing services that are more sustainable, to get ahead. I personally do not believe that if your business is not technology, I don't think you should be developing, any technology of your own. It may not actually be sustainable, right? Now, I would like to share another scenario, and this would help us to see how a non-tech business, have used a platform, Rainsys AI to be specific, but there are other platforms that you may be able to use, depending on, what you are exposed to and your level of comfort. Yeah, but in this case, this particular business was able to use Rainsys AI to successfully integrate AI into their operations, and they were able to achieve cost reduction, improved efficiency, increased productivity, and most importantly, or most excitingly, they've now also begin to create new, revenue stream. So how did that go? So it's a yogurt company. Okay, it's actually Zayt Yogurt. So I met the CEO, a young entrepreneur, who had 3 staff that focus on attending to customers on Instagram. So they make yogurts, they sell. Then they have the social media channel handled by 3 staff. And it was costing her about 300,000 a month to pay these 3 staff. And at that time, she was also working with some developers to create an AI agent. She said she she believes that she can, and this was in 2024, like October, actually around October of 2024, that she believes that she should be able to leverage AI agents, to take orders 247 and move those staff to other parts of her business, maybe to production or distribution. But the developers she has been working with, they've not really, moved fast enough. So she reached out. So I engaged with her and said, okay, um, I can see the need for what she's doing, and I know that at that time, the platform that we have built would be able to help her. However, I've not thought of a sales use case, prior to that moment. And I said, okay, while we can set up the agents on the platform, you would need to, or your team would need to train the agent to, engage the customer for sales or support or whatever. That's not my area of expertise. And she said, would it require programming? I said, no. And she said, okay, she would do it herself if I can just put that through. So we spent about 30 minutes actually, to set it up, teach her how to train it and all that. By the following day, she was able to launch these agents on Instagram. And since October of last year, she has been using agents to take sales. And I'm just going to go ahead and show this particular agent. Just give me a bit. So I'll go to Instagram, and yes, we can all go to Instagram and find the Zayt yogurt. Okay, Zayt yogurt. So you can actually engage with them and purchase their products, right? Yeah, I did this. When did I do this? I did this for the purpose of this demonstration, but you can also just go there and maybe buy yogurt. Okay, so this is saying, please, what yogurt can I use for breaking Ramadan fast? So they have a catalog of a number of.
Would you like to share a screen?
Oh, okay. I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry. Okay, just a bit. Okay, I hope I have the capability. Okay, entire screen. Thanks for picking that. I would have. Okay, so yeah, so this is Zayt yogurt, right? This is Instagram. So I'm asking this agent, well, you may not even know it's an agent. Say, please, what yogurt can I use for breaking Ramadan fast? Right? And then they would look into their catalog of products and find, a suitable product. High protein Greek yogurt. The description is there. Blah blah blah. Okay, I said I'm interested in the high protein, yogurt. Then it's asking me, okay, what is the quantity and the delivery location? Okay, the quantity for now. Yeah, I said 2. And then it was able to calculate. And of course, this is not just LLM doing calculation on your behalf. We know pretty much that is not always correct. But the platform has inbuilt, mechanism, and not just calculator, because we also know that if you use LLM to generate the method or the calculation and then execute it on your server, you cannot guarantee that it generated the right thing. Okay, so but there are mechanisms to achieve that, so that's what was used there. So the delivery area was also able to go on, use the actions or the tools that has been provided to it to compute what the grand total is going to be, and it's asking, should it proceed with the order? I said, please do, and then it would generate the order in their ERP system, and then give me the order number, total amount. If I'm ready to pay, I would just do a screenshot and attach, and it would process the payment. But I didn't want to buy yogurt, okay? But if you wanted to buy yogurt, you can give it a try. Right, now what have they achieved? They have removed the cho from human beings and then give it to AI to do. And they've been, monthly basis, they have probably maybe over 500 conversations that this agent is handling for them that are leading to sales on a monthly basis, okay? And the individuals that used to work in their social, they still have people in social media, but the individuals that work in customer support or sales and stuff on social media, they now Now they now work in the packaging or manufacturing whatsoever, and that way she's more productive, she's saving money. But more interestingly, they are now trying to build an Odra AI that can provide the same service that they have achieved success with since October of last year, scale it to other businesses. So at this time, maybe they now need to start bringing in people, to support them. And that's how to do it, by now, they have already validated the use case excellently. It's working for them, and they believe that it can work for other businesses as well. Okay. Now, let's also, that's how a business can get started. What about a business that is, that didn't have any technology background? How about professionals, ourselves? Let's say you sit in finance, for example, and you have some very interesting use cases that you want to implement. So, sorry, I mean, stop presenting. Okay, I don't have to. All right, so now we have another use case, and this is the Rensys AI platform. Everybody can use it. It's open, it's free. Okay, so let me say I sign in into the platform. And I want to show how somebody who sits in finance is able to create an agent that can audit, maybe procurement, purchase orders, and stuff like that. Things around procurement, assurance. And then without any technical expertise, you don't need to go to IT, at least, to get started. So all you need to do, you set up your agents. These are agents that I've created on this platform. So if you sign up, you also be able to create your own agents. So internal audit assistant, right? So nothing serious here, apart from the fact that you need to define the actions, how to get items from your procurement system. In this particular example, we are using a procurement management system that is built on top of AppSheet. We are not into procurement, management business, but this suffices to validate the use case, right? So here you have purchase orders, goods received, invoices. We are going to look at this particular purchase order, right? So this is the purchase order is attached to the procurement officer had already uploaded this into the system and also created the details in the system, the subtotal tax, the items, blah, blah, blah. However, there are errors in this particular record. So what we want to do now is to use AI agent to check, for errors in that particular document. So to do that, we have these tools that are specifically designed, to undo that audit. Okay, so and you don't need to be a programmer to do this. It's pure English that you will use. And then once you are done and it's working, you can test it. It's going to ask you for the ID of the PO that you want to audit. In this case, I want to audit PO001. When I'm done, I would also show us that you can also use the agents that you build as a service. So this is your development environment, but that agent can be integrated into, in this case, into our procurement management system, which is something on Google AppSheet, right? So Google AppSheet provides us the capability to create bots, and that bot is going to just call the agents via the API, dedicated API for it, pass some messages to it, protected by API token. And it means that that single agent that you have created, you can provide it as a service to as many businesses as possible, generate various tokens for them, access tokens for them to monitor usage and also monetize, your agent, all right? So where we are actually getting to is a situation where professionals would be able to replicate their own expertise directly in a platform. Doesn't have to be Rensys AI platform. There are many platforms that are going to come up between now and next year, or maybe in the next 2 years, that will be powerful enough that individuals, wherever you sit in the business, you'll be able to build your own agent and commercialize it without, managing servers or writing code. So in this case, PO001 is what we want to audit. So this is the test environment, right? So let's see how it's going to perform. The first thing it's going to do is to look for that purchase order. This we should be familiar with for those who may have used GPTs or any other tool. Okay, so once it gets the purchase order, it proceeds to audit the purchase items, and then it will audit the purchase summary. So through that process, it's going to identify if there are discrepancies in the record. So it will compare what you have in the file, in the attachment versus what you have in the database. And it's able to find that there is a price difference of 800. The quantity of laptop is one less than what you have in the attached document. That is what was supplied by the vendor. And also the mouse, no discrepancies found, no differences in quality, cost, and price in the summary. And then he was able to pick that the shipping fee has a difference of 100, and there is a total of. So this way, I have validated that this works. Then at this point, I can go to IT and say, IT, I have created an agent. Come and help me to integrate it into our procurement management system. And depending on the kind of system they are using, if it's a system as simple as Google App Sheets, can be used to achieve this, I can imagine what you can do with the SAPs and the likes, or any other one. Okay. So once you have integrated it, then you can have these action buttons that can call the bot that you have deployed and say confirm, audit the PO, confirm goods, audit invoice, blah, 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 anything. So in this case, I'm just going to click on audit the PO. Now, this can take a bit, right? Because this is actually working on the spreadsheet. This is the spreadsheet. So it's just working on a spreadsheet, right? So Google App Sheets just provides us an interface to a spreadsheet. So it may take some time. But if it was the proper application, we know that it would be way faster. So when there is a feedback from the agent, it's just going to display it here, right? So just let me check. We have a feedback. Okay, so we have a feedback from the agent. It's going to be pretty similar. Excuse me, actually I have a code. Just, excuse me. Yeah. So the feedback is going to be similar to what we had in our test, but imagine that for every record of your procurement, right, before the finance officer makes payment, there is a report waiting for him, on the audit, and he doesn't have to start opening the document and asking questions here and there and validating them. So I think this is a viable use case, but it's an experiment, right? If anybody is interested in taking it forward, I'm happy to support, right? So yeah, that's that. What tests can we do? Now, can we use this tool to actually create can we use this tool to actually create just a bit, please? Can we use this tool to create a PO right into the system just by attaching the documents? In this case, I don't need to provide all this information. I will just attach from demo. I have the documents. Text. So, no, it's not this one. Yeah, so this is the document, and then save. So what he would do is he will extract the content, pass it, and then validate it. If it's okay, it will create the record. If it's not okay, it will not create that record, right? So yeah, we're still waiting. The record has not, it's now syncing, it's processing it. It will send it to the agent. The agent is not inside this procurement management system. The agent is hosted elsewhere. And this is going to be the future of AI service delivery, where your agents can be wherever and you can deliver it as a service to anybody, to any business. Now, let me check if it was able to get that record. Yeah, so because the record was okay, it was able to extract, and then he would also get the items. He also has some information for us, but I'm not interested in that. But it was only possible because it was okay. All right. So I think
Hi,
we
that's
can pause
amazing.
now.
Yes, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Tomiwa. That's really amazing. This has been really insightful, seeing it real life with procurement. If your company is into procurement, this is a really, really nice use case for procurement industry for you to, get your invoices, get your goods received. Amazing, amazing use cases. We told you now, I'm giving you the real deal use cases with every industries I listed. So yeah, thank you so much, Tomiwa. We saw some few people raise up their previously. They wanted to ask some questions. You can ask the question very, very briefly. We're working with a very tight schedule. If you have the question, you can talk about it now. Okay, so I guess you've. Oh, hi, Shiraz. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. I'd like to thank Tomio for the presentation. It was really insightful. I just have one very quick question. Essentially, you created a record in the database using a PDF document. My question is that is the PDF document always standard, the format, or can it be different PDF documents that will achieve the same objective?
Yeah, it can be any kind of PDF document. It can even be handwritten, documents that you scanned.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Hi, Tomiwa, your namesake. What's your question?
Yeah. Hello, Tom. Thanks for that. Thanks for that presentation. I think my question is going to go in this light. I see that there's going to be like a lot of demand for. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. So I
No,
said
we
there
were
was going.
actually hearing you.
Oh, okay. So I said that it looks like there's going to be a lot of demand for people that are skilled in developing AI agents, and there's a lot of like information that is like really evolving. So for someone or for a business that wants to position as kind of like a problem solver or a consultant in this industry, how would you recommend that person goes about it? In terms of how to number one, in terms of access to the kind of knowledge base that you need to imbibe for you to be able to provide this service, and maybe you have like some kind of like community, or something where you share knowledge, share information, and you guys discuss how best to solve different issues. I think that's how my own question.
Okay, so to be honest, the expertise that will be required to build agents is likely going to be as easy as using a spreadsheet or a Microsoft Word in the next 2 years. It's going to be completely commoditized. But where value would be, in my opinion, is in solution architecture. So you need to be a problem solver. You may know how to build the best agents in the world, but if you don't have a viable use case, it's useless. So where people would eventually have to play would be, how to come up with use cases that are valuable. And if not that we've run out of time, I would have actually demonstrated how to build an agent, you know, within 3 minutes. An agent that can actually that can actually purchase stuff, from any website, and
Thank you.
the capability is just going to get better. So I think we should just focus more on what solutions we are going to deliver.